where I worked, I'd be like, you guys should follow me on TikTok. Of course, you're probably like, okay. And they follow me like, oh my God, this is you? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh my God, guys, she's like 200,000 followers. Anyway, so I used to like just give out my social media to people. They loved it. So here I am with these 5 guys, right? I'm like, I forget why I said this, but it wasn't random like that. But I was like, guys, you should follow me on Instagram. And they were like, oh, like, what's your Instagram? So I told them whatever. So this one guy that I'm going to tell you about, right, specifically. Now, fast forward the time, okay? Now we're going to fast forward the time. That was summer. Habibi, what's up, Mo? That was summer. Now it's like almost like about a year later, kind of. But not quite, okay? Because in the wintertime, he asked me to come go to some like ball with him. It's like a I don't really know what it was. It was like a formal like adult, like, let's go to this place. It was like I don't really know, honestly. But I declined because I didn't know him. And like I literally met him that day. I barely had an interaction with him. All I did was give him my Instagram. And so I was skeptical of like just like driving to New Jersey because I lived in Philly. I didn't want to drive to New Jersey and then this man's like a bad man. Like what, he could have like kidnapped me or something or steal me or whatever. So I don't know. Obviously I use my common sense. So I'm like, I'm not going to go hang out with somebody I don't know. So then now, that was winter. Not Batman, a bad man. So now you guys, fast forward the time. Now it's summer again, okay? And this time, he's like, okay, I'm gonna invite you to the beach. And I was like, okay. So he has a shore house in, I don't know if I should tell you guys, but it doesn't matter. Somewhere in null and void. Somewhere in New Jersey, he has a shore house, okay? So, not Batman. She would have stayed with him. That's so funny. So listen, okay, ready? Here's this crazy story. This is when I started going out of my comfort zone, okay? This was the start of Nicole Breeze really going out of her comfort zone. Okay, so, he basically messages me and goes, he didn't have my number, by the way, at that time still. I know he never had my number. He only had me on Snapchat. So through Snapchat, I just communicated with him, and he was like, hey, like, you should come down for the weekend. I have a shore house. You could bring a friend. I was like, okay. So I asked this girl if she wants to come, and she was like, she told me yes. I told her I would drive us, whatever. So the hero never gets the girl, though so unlikely she'll stay with him. Listen, so anyway, I invite this girl, and I'm like, hey, like, it'll be fine. My friend has a shore house. He's inviting us down. I've never met him before, but, I mean, I know, I didn't say that. I don't remember what I said necessarily. I just told her, like, I'm gonna drive us, da-da-da. Oh, Jesse, I didn't know. So, dude, you know what really annoyed me? I'm not even gonna lie. You know what really annoyed me? Is the fact that this girl, dude, I had to blow up her phone the next day because she was supposed to be at my house by a certain time and then wasn't at my house and she wasn't answering her phone. And I'm like, what the heck? This is so annoying. So I like blow up her phone and then she gives me some lame excuse and says like, my mom got sick. That's a lie. I know it's a lie because come on. So like, trust me, it was an excuse. I know the excuse because it's common sense. The night before she says I can go. The day of, it's like she bails. So I was like, dude, I was stressed because like I told you guys, like I don't know this guy. And then I promised him I was gonna go. My hair and makeup was already done. I already packed to leave. But it's like 1 o'clock at this point. It's already an hour. It's almost like a 2-hour drive at this point for me to drive to New Jersey because obviously traffic. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway, so I was annoyed that she bailed on me, I'm not gonna lie. So then I didn't know what to do. I started overthinking. And so I called my other girlfriend, my friend, that's a girl. I called my other friend. I was like, oh my God, like, what do I do? Like, I invited my one friend, let's just say Sarah. I don't know, I'm making up her name. Sarah. I invited Sarah. Sarah literally declined. Sarah literally like canceled plans last second. I don't know this guy. I promised I would go. I really want to go. I don't know what to do, but like I don't want to go by myself because that's weird. And she was like, Nicole, like just go. And I was like, okay. So I did. I told him. I said I'm not bringing a friend because she wasn't able to go. Whatever. So you guys, this is the first time in my life. Like I just left. So I can't make this up. I swear to God, I'm not making this story up. I'm driving. Now, understand, where I used to live, the shore is only an hour and a half drive. Now, when you leave in rush hour traffic, I mean, it's definitely not an hour and a half drive. It's probably like 2 to 2.5 hours drive. But it is what it is, right? So at this point, I'm just like, all right, frick it, it's fine. It is what it is. So I'm just driving. And then he texts me and says, it was the weirdest thing. He texts me and goes, he wanted me to drive to a shore house, but then I was driving on the highway and he texts me saying, hey, where are you at? I don't know where you're at, but if you're able to, drive to my parents' house instead. So he called me at the perfect time because first off, I didn't have to drive all the way to the shore by myself. And second of all, it was perfect because I was actually pretty close to his parents' house. So I drive to his parents' house. First off, it's like a gated house. Very bougie. It was like a gated house. And bro, I'm like, I'm sitting at this house awkwardly. Cause like I'm at the outside of the house because it's gated. I can't get in. So I'm like, I'm here. I think I'm here, I said. And he was like, oh, I'm just golfing with my dad. He's like, I'm golfing with my dad. I'll be there in a second. I'm like, okay. So then he opens the gate with his dad, whatever. His parents were so nice. Their house was very lovely. His parents were so nice. Now, mind you, when I first met him, I didn't have braces on. Now I have braces on because I got braces on at 21 years old. Okay, so now this man does not know I have braces. So I'm like, damn, he's gonna be like, damn, that's the little girl. So, because I already looked a little bit young, so having braces I just knew made me look younger, and I at the time didn't want to look young, obviously. You know what I mean? Like when you're young, you don't want to look young in front of like someone that's older. You know what I mean? You're trying to impress that person. You don't want them to think you're a little girl. Although, of course, my personality speaks otherwise. Okay. So anyway, that was going through my head. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna like, what is he gonna think about my braces? Whatever. But I was like, all right, Nicole, just like always be yourself. So like, I'm just telling you guys my truthful thoughts. So then I get out of the car and he's like so happy to see me. His parents are so nice. His dad was like, come in. They give me like a little, like, what's those little like seltzer drinks? Like away. What is it called? The little seltzer away. You know what I'm talking about? LaCroix. They gave me like a little LaCroix. It was LaCroix. They offered me like anything, but they were like, I was like, oh, I'll have a LaCroix because I knew what that was. Yeah, so I had LaCroix, and then he goes like this. It was so embarrassing. He said it in front of his parents. He was like, you didn't have braces when I met you, right? And I was like, no. And then no, he didn't care. He was like, I don't know what he said actually, but he said something, but it was like fine. It was whatever. So now, like, we're just talking to his parents for the next like couple minutes. Then we go into his car. Now he's driving both of us to his shore house, which is like funny. So, by the way, we're having the best conversation ever. It's about probably like another hour drive. Of course, you guys know my personality. I'm jibber jabbering, bro. I'm talking his ear off. Vice versa, by the way, because he's also a talker. Not as much as me, but he also talks. So we were having like really good conversation like the entire way there. You guys know probably how I am. I basically just share information without you even asking. You could probably not ask me how old I am, and I'll probably tell you how old I am. That's just how I am. So like now this man knows how old I am. Blah 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 blah. And because I kept talking about like now. More like substantial conversation, right? So it's not like fluffy conversation where it's like like, you know what I mean? It's like, like we're having such great conversation now. And then I found out now we have important things in common because I don't know, we just started relating on a bunch of topics. So I'm like, dang, this is like, I think this is the best conversation ever. Like, this is great. I honestly, like, dude, you know what's crazy, you guys, is like when you think you like someone or whatever, and you're trying to get to know them even, and they have the worst personality. Not even just that, you don't have to be like super energetic and like non-stop talkative to be like fun to talk to. You just have to be able to talk, you know, at least figure out what to say to someone and make a good conversation back. But he was great at it. It was very enjoyable. I feel like I knew him my whole life. And then we went to his shore house and stuff, and it was fun. It was like a movie, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he took me to like a really nice restaurant that night, and it was such a vibe, I'm not gonna lie. So basically this restaurant was so nice, and it was like at the dock. So you would see like all the water, like all the bay or whatever, ocean, whatever it was, and then like the whole side of the restaurant, and we just like talk, and then I had like a good dinner. I remember exactly what I ordered too. I had like salmon. It was like salmon, whatever it was. And of course I was talking the whole time. And yeah, and that was it. And then I got him into the show The Bachelorette because he was like, I'd never seen that before in my life. And at the time I did watch The Bachelorette, and I got him into that. And then listen, because I made him watch the show, he, like, to this day, I guess, still watches The Bachelorette because of me, which is crazy. But, yeah, so we watched, like, one episode of that. And then, oh, my God, the best part's coming, guys. The best part's coming. Ready? So, the next day, he's on the shore, okay? Of course, we're going to go to the beach. But the next day, bro, now this, take some notes. Okay, a guy that can listen is crazy. It's crazy. And I talk a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, all jokes aside, I know I talk a lot. But I will say, like, everybody in my life actually listens to me. Because they actually repeat everything I say. Which is impressive, because I do speak a lot. So, but my point is because this man was listening. Like, I told him how, at the time, I was into peanut butter and apples. So the next day, we were going to go to breakfast, but it was already a little bit later in the day. I think it was almost like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So we didn't get breakfast, but like he went to Wawa, if you guys know what that is. So he was like, do you want anything at Wawa? And I was like, oh, I don't really care, whatever. So he leaves, he goes to Wawa. Do you know what he brings back? Do you know what he brings back from Wawa? It's crazy. He brings back, I think, 2 coffees. He brings a protein bar. He brings a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, apples and peanut butter, 2 hard-boiled eggs. I think that's it. And lays it. Hold on. He lays it all on the table. He lays it all out on the table and says, "Pick what you want." So he doesn't touch anything. He doesn't take a sandwich. He doesn't take the coffee. He doesn't take one of the coffees first, even though there's 2. He doesn't touch nothing. He takes it, he puts it all on the table and says, "Pick what you want." First off, he got me apples and peanut butter. He listened to me because the night before that, I was saying how, like, I got into eating apples and peanut butter and that was like my go-to snack. So the man listened. And I was like, wow, that was so nice. I was super impressed. I was like, okay. So yeah, so like that was so nice. And then that day was fun too. We just like kind of went to the beach, whatever. What else we do? I think it was like chill. I think we just like got food, picked it up, ate it at the shore house, whatever. And so the point of the whole story is to tell you the story, of course. But I never asked him his age. I never ever asked him his age, right? I don't know why I didn't ask. I just didn't ask. Do you know how I found out? Good question. So, I was scrolling on his Instagram, and I've seen his Instagram like 2 different times. But this time, I scroll, and I'm looking. And then I see a picture, and it shows his passport. Now, he has, like, obviously very, very personal information kind of blurred out, but he left his birthday clearly, like, literally, like, you could literally see his birthday. You could literally see his birth date so vividly.